Yeah, thank you, Groovy. Our vision is broad, and working with partners and collaborators and members of an ecosystem is very central and key to the goal of StadiaX. There's a lot of people out there who are trying to create a specific collection or a specific game or a specific service. Um, which is great. But we feel that one of the things that's really missing in the pantheon of services and platforms is sort of key places for people to work together and benefit the larger ecosystem and community, eh, and not to have to, and not for any one person to have to do all the pieces on their own, because there's so much that goes into, um, I'll say, a product. The product probably isn't the right word, but into an experience, right? When you do or use something on the blockchain or even outside the blockchain space, you're often using so many technologies and services from so many providers, particularly two of the blockchain. There's the blockchain you're on. There's oracles. There's dexes. There's marketplaces. All of these pieces, and so you really need to work with so many parties and use so many things that work well together. And our approach is to bring those things together to address a key experience that we feel has been somewhat lacking in the video game space. In the video game space, there's all these people who've made great video games, and I'm from the video game sector. I worked for 25 years in the video game industry. I started very young, and I'm old, and I've worked on a lot of products, and it's usually such a uh, single product focus for the long time it takes to build games. Games, often take a year and a half, 2 years to make, and you're thinking about just that one game. And we're thinking about solving a problem for games in general, and that is that this problem that you invite users to your game, and they spend money on the game in some way, because that's your motivation as a game developer, is to earn revenue in some fashion. Um, and and it's a bit of a, you as the game developer, the game publisher, taking money from the game player for the use of the game, and that's it. And the game user, the hope, the dream is that the game user does it very willingly because they have such a good experience, that they really enjoy the game and they like and they have a willingness to pay for that, let's call it entertainment. But we feel that that's lacking because users put so much into the game itself that they should get value out of the game other than just the entertainment they experience in the game. And you see this happening even without cooperation of game developers and game publishers, people selling their accounts in a game because they've put a lot of time into the game and they've gotten a high level character or items and so forth, and it's often not facilitated. So there's this key problem that the users can buy a game and play it, and then the economics is done for them as a user. There are exceptions to that, and that have developed in the traditional ecosystem, where you would take your cartridges or your CDs or whatever to GameSpot, I think you call it in the States, or whatever, and sell it as a used game. But blockchain and digital assets are a solution to this problem. And that's really what StadiaX is about marrying video game development, publishing, asset creation, and 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 the people who participate in that side of it in a very win-win relationship with the users, the players, to let them be able to sell their game pass or win prizes that have value, not just in that game, but on all the games that are on the platform, right? So you don't have to, you're not just winning a sword that's only usable in that game, but you're winning tokens or avatars that can be used in other games in other ways. And I guess it's long-winded, but that's the vision of what we're trying to achieve in the long term. And so to achieve that in the long term, we need to create relationships with other providers of games, of content, of value, right? Whether it's avatar collections or items in game or whatever it is.